Sustainability in the world of retail. Well, joining us today to speak about that, Keelin Evans, Vice President of Sustainability at retail giant Macy's. Keelin, it is great to see you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Russell.
Keelin, I know you're speaking here at the Home Delivery World Conference, the annual trade show, and you're talking about sustainability. So if you would, for the benefit of the viewer who of course is not here, what actually is the focus of your talk that you're presenting here?
It's such a pleasure to be here for Home Delivery World and having the opportunity to speak about how are we at Macy's embedding sustainability throughout our organization and particularly within our global supply chain. So really, what actions are we taking? What are our goals? And what's the work that we're trying to do to drive towards a more sustainable and equitable future?
Well, can you give us a little look into what you are doing at Macy's?
Definitely. So last year we launched Mission Everyone, which is our social purpose. And it's really, what is Macy's going to do to help build this more sustainable and equitable future? And within that, one of the pillars is planet. So of course, that's where me and my team fit in for sustainability. And we really have two main priorities that we're actively working on: caring for the people and our total supply chain, as well as where can we reduce or minimize our environmental impact.
Well, clearly sustainability is top of mind for many, many people in supply chain, or should be. And no doubt that's true in much of the retail world. Now, clearly, if you have someone who is designated as the vice president of that initiative at Macy's, then Macy's clearly is taking it seriously. Let's talk about what you think the takeaway should be for both people here at the trade show or those folks who are watching us, in this video about sustainability, its importance in retail supply chain. What would you say?
I think it's really about when you make the decision as a company to be more sustainable, really lead with authenticity around that. How does it work for your business model? How does it work for your customers, your colleagues? People want to work for a company that aligns with their values. Think about all your other stakeholders. What are the ways that you can make your mark and really define sustainability for your organization? So we really hope that through our discussions this morning, we're able to share some light on what Macy's is doing, and maybe that inspires somebody, whether they have a sustainability program or they're new to sustainability, and then they're able to take that back to their organization to really map out what will it mean for them and how will they get involved in maybe their organization's sustainability efforts.
All right, so now let's talk more specifically about the challenges that someone dedicated to sustainability in logistics is likely to run up against. What are the hurdles that you have to deal with if you're going to have a sustainable supply chain? What do you say?
I think one of the things that we talk a lot about as a team, and particularly at Macy's, is this concept of retail as a team sport. I think that applies to supply chain, and I think it applies directly to sustainability. You can't do it alone. And so the way that we think about our team is really, how do we operate as a center of excellence, but how do we take our strategic direction, embed it throughout the entire organization, and then who are also the partners that need to come along, whether they're internal or external. And so I get excited when I get to interact with my supply chain partners because many of them are critical to the work that we want to do. And so it's about that collaboration, information sharing, data sharing, so we can make great decisions together. And what can we do that's both good for the business, the customer, but ultimately our environmental impact?
Now here's a question. How important is it to get buy-in from the C-suite if you want to have a sustainable operation? What do you say?
So one of the things we talked about is actually both the bottoms up and top down are critical. And how we defined that we needed sustainability to exist as a dedicated center of excellence at Macy's was actually building upon a history of many years of really customer or colleague driven committees focused on sustainability, and then also listening to the customer and what are they looking for as they're thinking about how do they shop or live more sustainably. With the launch of Mission Everyone, it really showed the organization we have leadership support, that this is critically important. This is building upon our legacy as a company and how we're going to be leaders in a more sustainable and equitable way. So it's really the mix of the both. You want the colleagues to be engaged, but we know they want this. And then you want the leadership support so that it's really clear and concise. What are we going after and why is this important to us?
Mm-hmm. Now, Keelin, we're speaking with each other about midway through 2023. We're talking in June. So if you would sort of look into your crystal ball, look down the road another 6 months, maybe a full year or so, and tell me what in the world of sustainable retail supply chain are you most excited about? What do you see happening?
I love looking ahead. And I think sustainability is all about a journey. So whether it's 6 months ahead, a year ahead, or even 10 years ahead, it's really about what is the work in front of us. So one of the major things that's in front of us is last fall, we committed to setting near-term emission reductions targets in line with the Science-Based Target Initiative. So what that means is we now have our 2 years to really understand what is our baseline global emissions from our total enterprise, how much are we going to reduce those, and how are we going to get there? And so we're doing that work now, and we're excited that hopefully in the next year or so, we'll be able to share what that work plan is more broadly with both our stakeholders internally and externally on the work we're going to do and how we're going to get there.
Well, once we get to that point, I'd like to hear from you again, see just how things are going.
Yeah.
Meantime, though, biggest concerns going forward, anything that's something that's occupying your mind right now?
I think it's really all about continuing to build the team that's going to help us drive sustainability, and that it's not just my internal stakeholders, but I love all my supply chain partners who are challenging me, sharing information, and being part of the solution, and kind of thinking even industry-wide solution solving and collaboration. So I think it's more, I like to view it as opportunities in front of us that we just have to seize and continue to work on together.
Well, I got to say that your excitement about this whole area is infectious, and that is great.
Thank you.
Thank you for finding the time to speak with us today. Appreciate that very much.
Thank you so much, Russell.
As Keelin Evans, Macy's, speaking with us today about sustainability in the world of retail. Thanks for watching.